Welcome to another episode of the AHRC Marathon Training Vlog. MK here with Johan, Denny and Cole. Haven's cut her run a little bit short because her recovery run is a little bit shorter than ours, and she's going to meet us at the parking lot for some strides to finish off the workout. Today we have a very special topic because today's episode is the 1,000 subscriber special. Right on. And it's also a special episode because one of our very good subscribers asked a question about being a vegetarian and running marathons. All right, let's go. So Johan, you periodically go on a vegetarian diet, I understand.
I used to be vegetarian like for during 2 years, but now I'm not really vegetarian. During the year there will be like 1 or 2 months with no meat, and sometimes I just allow myself, when I feed down or something, to add more protein with the meat.
I see. So normally you go pretty light with animal products.
Yeah.
But then, or kind of, you stay away from it.
Yeah, definitely. I try to stay away from as much as possible from the animal products. And I try to just not eat meat during the week most of the time, and on the weekend, yeah, I can have 1 or 2 meals with animal products.
I see. When you were vegetarian for 2 years, how did that affect your active life and while you were working out?
It was the beginning of my running life, and there is no change except I lost a lot of weight, a lot of weight, and now it's just usual for me.
I see.
I like the feeling to just have this balance, but there is no big change for me.
And then during that time when you were vegetarian, how were you able to get the protein that you needed?
Oh, in everything except the meat. No, there is a lot of good products with the vegetables, with all the grains. I'm sorry, in English it's difficult, but yeah, lots of grains, lots of substitute products,
like bean curd or
yeah, exactly.
tofu.
And it's just enough, but it's a long process to find the good solution for us. I mean, for myself it will be different than another person.
Right.
And it's also very interesting to just try new projects.
I was a vegan for a year and a vegetarian for 3 years while I was ultra running and marathoning, and I had a very similar experience with Johan. Not a huge effect in my performance. However, I do have some tips on how to be healthy, because I find that the biggest challenge of being vegetarian while being a marathoner is maintaining a healthy diet. Being vegetarian doesn't necessarily mean that you're eating healthier. For example, it's hard to find dining options when eating out that are both vegetarian and healthy. In order to make it taste good, a lot of restaurants add a lot of the things that we don't necessarily need to be healthy marathoners. The biggest tip is to do a lot of research and learn how to cook very healthy vegetarian meals. Like Johan, I also follow a mostly vegetarian diet and seldom eat animal product. It's not so true for my buddy over here. He's really good at putting away steaks and hamburgers and fried chicken. And I'm at a point in my life as I slowly enter into my silver years where longevity is an issue, and I choose this lifestyle to be a healthier father to my growing coming of age children. Here are my tips for endurance athletes who are vegetarian. Tip number 1, take vitamin B12 as a supplement. You're not going to get it in any other kind of plant material, so you're going to have to supplement your diet with vitamin B12. Tip number 2, in order to stay healthy and promote longevity, avoid processed foods. Avoiding processed foods helps me to avoid junk food. It also helps me to avoid wheat products like bread and other high gluten food products. Gluten for me is pretty bad and can cause a lot of inflammation, and I feel much better when I'm on a diet that is free of gluten. Avoiding processed foods also keeps you away from things that you can't even pronounce on the label of packaged foods. So you might have to adopt some different shopping and eating habits. Instead of purchasing those packaged snack goods, and even if you do have a sweet tooth, you can get something naturally packaged like a tangerine. Tip number 3, avoid fast release carbs like sugar that can spike your blood sugar levels and cause dips in your energy levels throughout the day. I also like to avoid eating too much white rice because I've experienced the same kind of sugar lows after eating a high quantity of white rice. So I keep those quantity levels really, really small when I do have white rice, and I try to take a lot of high fiber greens along with it. Good carb sources that are a little bit slower release are things like potatoes. Tip number 4, be prepared to have a less diverse range of prepared foods and a more diverse range of unprepared foods. Meaning, you'll need to start getting used to the idea of eating more raw foods and more natural foods. A good rule of thumb is to kind of look for things that you can eat that resemble what it looked like before it was cooked or processed. So for example, to be a healthy vegetarian, I'll go for roasted potatoes or boiled potatoes with salt rather than mashed potatoes or casserole potatoes. Whether you choose to be vegetarian for longevity or to do your part to save the planet or to respect other living animals, try to do it as healthy as you can, to have as much energy as possible, and make sure that, especially if you are an endurance athlete, that you're not losing a lot of weight, that there's not a huge weight fluctuation, and you have plenty of energy throughout the day. Thanks for joining me on this talk about how to be an endurance athlete, a marathoner, while on a vegetarian diet. Please be sure to like this video. I hope that it's helpful in helping you to be a healthier and fitter and happier marathoner, please subscribe if you like receiving daily tips about running marathons and living a healthy, fit life. You can also see how I train and work out on a daily basis by following me on Strava by searching for Michael Kim at AHRC, and join our Strava club by searching for AHRC. You can visit us on Instagram as well by searching for AHRC. Today is the last day before Evan comes home from our outdoor education trip. I'm going to do my best to try to enjoy it. I hope you have a great day and a meaningful run. We'll see you in the next one. All right, bye now.